affilated Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I'm gonna do the first of kind of a at least three-part series of how to build these heroes. Let's talk first about healers. Alright, so when it comes to the healer category, or the role in this game, there are some defensive, aka tanks, that also are healers. There's also other support heroes that are healers. So we're going to go through and take a look at some and talk about the ways you're going to need to build them to maximize their healing. We're going to talk about the best sets to put on them for Season 1 and Season 2. And yeah, there's a lot of variety in this game, and it's not that simple. But this game does actually make it pretty clear. So let's start off with, okay, so unfortunately, when it comes to finding like who heals, it's not as simple as a buff, right? Or debuff or control. It's an instant effect healing. So you can't just sort for healers on your account. The only exception would be the buff here that is like hit recovery. That is like a yeah, healing but like kind of over time, heal over time, recovery over time type skill. So that kind of does show. But yeah, let's talk about the healer role. So every hero has the details of exactly what you need for stats, kind of written into their kit, to be honest. So let's take a legendary. We'll start with some legendaries. Like Ogok. When he heals an ally, he dispels a debuff. Okay, and when does he heal? He heals... let's see. Okay, you can see, yes. Okay. Behind me, I'm just clicking the skills. Alright, so he heals with this bounce here on his battle skill, and he heals after his buff wears off on his ultimate. So he heals in multiple ways, which is great. With this in mind, you just gotta click the details button to see what you need to use to get the most healing. Simple as that. That is how you gear a hero. Done. Story over, pretty much, for the most part. But for real, when it comes to healing, it tells you how the heals scale directly. So healing all allies hit by 150% attack, 1200% enlightenment. His ultimate, 400% attack and 3000% enlightenment. So obviously for this hero, you need attack and enlightenment to benefit most from the heals. Now, if you're pushing him in content where he's too squishy, obviously you might need some HP or defense on him for survivability, of course. But, and then in the character like Ogok, you need accuracy as well to land attack penalty. But when it comes to the heal itself, you can just figure out what the multipliers are by looking at their details. So let's go to another one, Asilia. She heals based on the target's max HP and enlightenment, and then the target's max HP and enlightenment. So this is not her HP, this is whoever she's healing. So keep that in mind. If you're having trouble in a battle where your heroes are dying a little bit more frequently, maybe your tank keeps dying. Maybe you have all defense gear on your tanks, right? Because like, okay, Garius, he heals by defense. So maybe you have defense gloves, defense chest, defense rune, defense rune. If you're having someone else in the team like Asilia, you might want to make sure you at least have some balance of some HP on the hero as well. Maybe one of those, like, maybe HP percentage gloves or a defense percentage or HP percentage chest to give him some solid HP as well, so you can benefit from the other people healing him and the others. So that is one thing. A lot of these heroes scale with the target's max HP. Let's go down to the budget version of this example, Hexandra. She heals allies within range by 20% of the target's max HP. This has nothing to do with her HP. This is just the target. But she does have a heal on her battle skill with attack and enlightenment. So you definitely want to put attack and enlightenment on Hexandra as well. and then just keep her alive otherwise is really all you have to do. A great example of this is also Megan. So Megan grants recovery over time to allies within range. Recovery over time is another form of healing, but in a buff form. She also heals on her battle skill based on the target's max HP. So when it comes to Megan, nothing about her multipliers matter what her stats are, which is really cool. So really, Megan is one of those heroes you can build at a really low level and go into something like Grave of Venom. Stick her in the corner where she's going to take 0 hits, right? And you can use her at 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. You don't have to max her out to take advantage of her because her healing has nothing to do with her actual stats. So that is something to look at as well. If they're just all based on the target's max HP, let's go to another very budget, amazing example. One of the best examples, Meredith, a common hero. Same for her. You don't need to max her out. She doesn't need crazy gear. She doesn't need crazy levels. She's only healing based on the target's max HP. Just keep in mind, when you have a hero like this in the battlefield, sometimes if you want to take advantage of them healing everybody, you need to group other people together. But so someone like her is another example of, yeah, just give her some defense HP, maybe resistance, whatever. Just make her survive if you have to put her in the harm's way of something that's like a full board AoE hit. And everything else doesn't matter because it's based on your ally's HP. So this is the important thing where I say, make sure you put an HP percentage something on your hero if needed. And that actually came into play with me for Garius. So Garius here, behind me, I have some fancy gear, right? Okay, there we go. We getting some fancy gear on Garius. He's in a gatekeeper staff. We're going to talk about artifacts as well. But Garius here was dying in one of my dungeons. He was dying in Grave of Venom. I'm doing Grave of Venom stage 9 already on season 2. And Garius was dying with a defense percentage chest and a defense percentage glove. I switched it to HP percentage and boom, he survived long enough to use his own heal and keep himself alive, which is really key. So some of these healers, or if it's a tank like Garius that also heals, make sure you are balancing their survivability. Just because they're defense-based for everything doesn't mean you go 100% defense focus. All right, let's talk about some of the artifacts now. When it comes to healers, there's a lot of really great artifacts. There's obviously the budget version. Increase healing from the wearer increases by 10 to 15%. Simple, nice, low-level artifact here. Easy to level, cheap to level. And yeah, it gives you some survivability, so it's a good option. You're also going to like the mirror here, which gives even, again, survivability. And when the wearer heals allies with HP below a certain percentage, the amount is increased by 30%. So this helps whoever is doing the healing to give a bigger boost to the heroes that need it most. The life spindle is another good epic example that goes great on a healer. Someone like Megan maybe, or Enna, a couple rares as example. When the wearer uses their battle skills to heal allies other than themselves, they have a 50% chance to heal an additional ally based on this ally's max HP. So that's just a really cool way to heal more than one target. If you have a battle skill that only heals one target, this gives you a chance to heal multiple. As we go up to the higher levels, I would say the healers can always benefit from the kind of skill haste type stuff as well. So the candle, if you're someone, again, Megan, with a good battle skill, right? You want to come back to the battle skill as much as possible. This candle is great. If someone has a nice skill that you want for the ultimate, the incense burner is great. And then the one that's great for them all, of course, is the legendary hourglass, which just can give up to 100 extra skill haste. So that skill haste will affect your battle skill and your ultimate, which is wonderful. And then it gives HP as the main stat, so a ton of survivability when maxed out. If you have a... this is great. This is the artifact for Garius because he puts up such big heals and he is defense-based. this is amazing. 100% of the overheal of the wearer will be converted into shields. So any excess healing, like if people are already fully healed and then you use the skill like before a boss is about to do its ultimate, he'll convert that into a shield to have even more protection. So this staff can be used on anyone that provides big heals. You don't just want this on random healers. It's not going to be that great. Someone like Garius is kind of perfect. Or if you know you have someone that's just, you know, pumping out way more heals than you need, it's always going full and beyond for your heals, you could probably give this a consideration. But I think Garius is really the best candidate for this artifact. Now let's talk about gear sets. So here I'm on season 2, so my sets are going to look a little bit different. But when it comes to the healer, there's really not a lot to worry about. There's a couple interesting sets we could talk about, I guess. But like pretty much you're just going to be wanting HP and skill haste on most of your healers. If they're an attack-based healer, you could definitely go with Goblin Brawler for the epic set. This is on both season 1 and season 2. The epic set's the same. Attack and skill haste. Of course, if we're talking about like chests, if someone scales with attack, you would use attack. Or if they scale with enlightenment, you might need enlightenment as a chest as well. But if you're not doing something where everyone is perfectly synced, like Vortex, or if you are, and you need to get their speed faster so you can make a 18-second run happen with the timings, these skill haste sets are going to really come in handy. Plus, in general, yeah, it's just helping your healers heal more often. So this is any of those are really, really great options. There's also, so let's see, let me get, I can't see this right here. So this one here, if you're dealing with this legendary one for season 2, Mona Lisa's set blessing. After casting an ultimate skill, the wearer heals an ally with the lowest HP percentage by 15% max HP. So this is something that you can put on someone that's not actually a healer in the first place. They're just going to become a healer. So I love that about this set. I really love that. But it can also go on a healer as well, especially one that's HP focused, and just pump out even more healing. But this has accuracy as a focus, so you'd probably want to put this on someone that also is placing debuffs. That's a pretty good set too. Ancestral Protection is kind of the like damage reduction set, like a tank would wear. That's really, really, really tanky. You got to be careful putting this on a healer, especially if they're not HP or defense based, because yeah, you don't want the healer to die if they're the one that needs to heal everybody else. And Cyril's Whisper kind of works for everybody, not just how it's described. Oh, so I don't have it right now, but for the sets for season, let me pull it up. For season 1, there's a really good set that is perfect for someone like, where is he? Sifris. Let's talk about Sifris. She's a unique healer. When she heals or resurrects allies, she consumes her own HP. So she sacrifices her HP to heal everybody. And it is based on her max HP. So if you are in a long battle and it's not just something quick like Arena, she's just going to kill herself over time. So in season 1, the best gear set for Sifris is the HP-based one that also gives self-healing. I think that was a legendary 3-piece set, but it gave self-healing so that way she can actually come back and, you know, not completely kill herself every time she uses her ultimate or her battle skill. You kind of need that on Sifris. It's another one of the green sets from Grave of Curse. So I wanted to point that out as well. But yeah, that kind of covers our healers, guys. I hope this really helps you guys figure out how to build your healers. At the end of the day, it's just look at their stats. Remember, some tanks are also healers too. So like for Furboth, he heals based on defense, but his damage is based on attack. So if you want his healing, which you probably do, you don't want to worry about the damage based on attack. You just want to worry about the healing with defense and then accuracy to land his debuff. Like there's a lot of examples, and it's not one answer for everybody because everybody scales so differently. There's targets max HP and enlightenment. There's HP and enlightenment. But when it says targets max HP, that means who you're obviously using, not him. It will say just the hero's max HP. Like when it says, let's see. When it says this, by plus 20% max HP, this means Cypherus's max HP. So at least they do make it pretty clear on what stats you really need. And then it's just a matter of figuring out what the whole kit of the character needs. Like if they're going to have a debuff which shows in red, you need accuracy also if you want to use that. But for the most part, just pop on that survivability, go with whatever the healing multiplier is, which is when you click this details button. And if you have any questions, you could also see the details here about what is enlightenment. It's described here. What does skill haste do? It's described here. You just have to click within your stats. So lots of tools in this game, guys. Let me know if you guys have questions for anyone quirky in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.